I know it's a bit late, but this is my first review of the new year, so I must say it. Happy New Year! And today, we're looking at another game from Nippon Ichi software that was given to us to review by NIS America. Thank you! So let's all take a seat while Mama Phantom Z2 gets ready to read you the story of the Liar Princess and the Blind Prince for Nintendo Switch. The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince starts off with a wolf singing to herself alone under a full moon. However, she isn't as alone as she thinks once the praise of her singing from a prince clapping interjects. Taken aback by the idea that someone actually enjoys her singing, she continues to essentially sing for the young prince from her cliff, but escapes after singing due to her worry of the prince finding out she is a monster. However, one night, out of curiosity of wanting to know where the beautiful singing was coming from, the prince climbs up the wolf's cliff, and before he can even get a glimpse of the wolf, she shields the prince's eyes but accidentally claws them out. To make matters worse, when the royal family learns of the prince's new conditions, they see it as a mark of embarrassment and bad luck, so much that they lock him away in a cell within the castle. Guilty for what she has done, the wolf sneaks into the castle to help him escape and take him to the witch of the forest. However, with the prince still feeling the claws of the monster upon him, and with the wolf still drowning in guilt, she comes up with a plan. In order to help the prince, but keep the fact that she's a monster a secret from him, the wolf makes a request from the witch of the forest to become a princess so that she can guide the prince back to the witch and then also wish for his blindness to be cured. The witch happily goes along with this plan, but equivalent exchange is still quite a thing. In return, the witch asks for the monster's singing voice, the very thing that brought the prince to her in the first place. With her wish granted, she returns back to the castle as a princess and convinces the prince very easily that she is a princess from a neighboring castle. Once she breaks him out, their journey has now begun. This story is absolutely cute, sad, and wholesome, so I won't go any further as I strongly suggest you guys to experience it for yourselves. It's coherent and pretty simple, but will leave you smiling or stir up your heart in plenty of ways. The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince is a platforming action puzzle game, where the action is probably the most minimal aspect of it. While traversing through the woods, you'll of course have to guide the Blind Prince. Most of the time you'll be faced with solving puzzles to unlock the paths in front of you. Other puzzles may require you to light your way through an area or activate buttons in the proper order. Your main way of traversing by yourself is by either walking, jumping, and switching some switches, but also by using the X button to transform into your wolf form. In this form, the princess is faster, jumps higher, and can attack dangerous monsters. However, this game is all about the princess and the prince. To guide the prince, you'll have to hold his hand with the Y button while also protecting him from dangerous enemies, bottomless pits, and from falling too high. In addition, you have to make sure to place him in the right position so that puzzles can actually be completed. As you progress through the game, you'll become close enough to the prince where you can guide him from a certain distance, have him walk forwards, backwards, or pick up blocks in order to also complete puzzles. Throughout the game, there will also be collectibles to, of course, collect. Gold flower petals scattered across the stage will unlock concept art to view, and if you collect specific flowers and give them to the prince, it will unveil story elements that will actually give background as to who the witch truly is or was. There are a few weird issues with the game. In one instance, I actually soft-locked myself by using a wolf to jump over a puzzle and then picking up a flower. However, when you pick up a flower, you can't turn back into a wolf, so I had no way of actually going backwards now. There are also a few instances where the prince will get stuck onto the wall during a jump, and since it counts as him falling from too high, he'll die. However, these instances are very few and far in between, so you might not actually run into them like I did. This game's use of a storybook art style is great. The monster designs are very unique and kind of campy while also being mixed with a horror aesthetic. The designs of the main characters are very cute but can also be used to show emotion very well when they need to. The music is pretty good, but I wish it stood out to me more. The narration of the story itself is actually in Japanese and I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's not that the voice is bad, but because it's a different language, I'll be reading faster than her. If they do release an English dub for the story, maybe in like a day 1 patch, I would hope the narrator sounds good while also reading at the same pace the text appears on screen, just so that it doesn't feel that everything is going too slow. In addition to a patch like that, could I also be able to use the left control stick on menus there isn't really a reason as to why I shouldn't. In some instances, assets that you're able to interact with, switches mostly, blend in too well with the background. I think that's meant to be the point so it confuses you, but after a while of searching around and not realizing the switch is there, I then start thinking something is wrong with the game instead. The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince is a short but fun and emotional game to play through. To be quite honest, I beat it in about 5 hours. Sadly, I don't think a second playthrough will lead to you getting any new experiences. It may be a one and done game, but the story told is absolutely amazing. And that's why I'm giving The Liar Princess and The Blind Prince 4.5 out of 5 stars. Thanks once again to NIS America for sending us a review code. The Liar Princess and The Blind Prince is releasing for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 on February 12th. Thank you to our super patron the Duke of Dorix, all of our other patrons, and to you for watching. Never forget, always remember to return to the source.